Okay, so 8.5. We are going to work with adding and subtracting rational expressions. There we go. Okay, so first things first. Oops. Just a little more, please.
12 inches is 8 feet.
Okay. So in order to add and subtract, you have to have common denominators, yes? On anything when I'm adding or subtracting, okay? So we are going to have to find common denominators if they are not there. Now, with polynomial functions, people find this overwhelming, and there's an easy way to do it where you just simply ask yourself, what is this fraction missing that the other one has? What is this fraction missing that the other one has, okay? And then you're gonna multiply the top and bottom by both of those things so that you can figure stuff out. Here's the deal. If I have common denominators, I can already just add what's on top and subtract what's on top, yes? Okay, so we're gonna start off simple. If I have 7 over 4x plus 3 over 4x, what do you get? 10 over 4x. Now, what do you think you need to do with 10 and 4? Simplify them down to 5 over 2x, okay? So always simplify for me if possible. If I have 2x over x plus 6 minus 5 over x plus 6, what do you get?
2x minus 5 + 6.
Great, can you simplify that? No, leave it. Okay, common denominators, pretty simple, straightforward on that, yes? Okay, so what happens when my denominator is not common? You have to find one. So if this denominator is c and this denominator is d, this is missing a d from the bottom, yes? Okay, so you multiply the top and bottom by d, so you get AD over CD. This is missing a c from the bottom, so you multiply the top and bottom by c, so you get BC over CD. Then you add that AD and BC together, okay, or subtract them and do whatever you need to do. And you're always going to simplify as far as you can, okay, once you get everything added together. So, that being said, we are going to start by practicing finding the least common multiple, okay? So if you have 4x squared minus 16, and you have 6x squared minus 24x plus 24, and it says find the least common multiple. What does least common multiple mean? What does that mean?
The smallest number, the
Uh-huh,
two having common.
great, that go into both of them, right?
Yeah.
So it's the smallest thing that goes into both of them. So we need to break both of these down as far as we can into like the smallest portions. Like we did yesterday, we need to factor them out, okay? So can I factor 4x squared minus 16? To what?
Take
Yep.
2x.
2x minus 4?
Oh, yes, the
Square.
square.
No.
2x minus 4 times 2x plus 4.
Yes, because it's a difference of squares. Good, Eddie.
Oh,
2x minus 4, 2x plus 4, correct? Okay, so I factor it to there. Now, let's talk about that. Can you take anything else out of here?
2.
A 2. So I have 2, and I have x minus 2, right? Can I take anything out of here? 2, and you have x plus 2. I'm going to take these 2's and I'm going to represent them like this, okay? Just so that I know, and then I have this. Okay, here's my simplest form. I'm going to look at that when I go to break stuff down. Now we need to factor 6x squared minus 24x plus 24. Can I take something out of all of that?
6.
6. When I take a 6 out, I get x squared minus 4x plus 4, yeah? Can I factor that? What multiplies to give me 4 adds to give me negative 4? Negative 2, negative 2, good. Now, is this in simplest form? Yes, okay, so let's talk. Well, sort of in simplest form, actually it's not yet. What's the one thing that's not in simplest form?
6.
The 6. So we're gonna break that 6 down to say 2 times 3 times x minus 2 times x minus 2. Does that make sense? Or I could put a squared here, whichever you prefer. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. How many 2's does this have? How many does this have?
1.
So I can only take one. Does this have any other numbers? Oh wait, least common multiple. No, I wanna take the 2 squared. Okay. I'm gonna explain. So my least common multiple is gonna look like this. This has 2 squared, correct, which is 4. And this has 2 times 3. So what happens is, I need to take whichever one is larger, I need to bring down. Okay? So 2 squared is larger, I bring it down. Over here I have a 3, so I need to bring it down.
Wait, but,
How many x minus 2's do I have here? How many here? So which do I need to bring down? The one that is larger.
there's no larger, so just put it down.
No, there is larger because there's 2 of those. And then I also need to bring x plus 2 down, okay? This is going to be my least common multiple, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna multiply all this together on the outside. 4 times 3 is 12. So you have this is your least common multiple. Because here's what least common multiple does in this case. Let me explain why that's your answer. You have to represent every portion of what is broken down there. So you have to take one of everything, okay? If there's more than one, you have to take the larger one of everything, okay? Because everything has to be represented or else it feels alone and it's not okay. And it's practicing for when I'm going to find least common denominator. Because on least common denominator, I need everything to be represented, right? So that it all multiplies out to give me the same thing, okay? So that's what's having you practice here. So, that being said, we're gonna apply it to this situation. If I have 7 over 9x squared plus x over 3x squared plus 3x, okay? The first thing I'm gonna do is break stuff down if I can. This is just simply 7 over 9x squared. There's nothing to break down there, correct? 9x squared is just 9x squared, nothing to take out. What can I take out from here? A 3x. So you're left with x plus 1, okay? Now, to find the common denominator, this is how I do it. I ask myself, this is 9x squared. What is this missing that this has? X plus 1. It's not missing the 3x because there is a 3x inside of that, yes? Okay, so it's missing x plus 1. So I multiply the top and bottom by x plus 1, yes? And I am going to go ahead and FOIL that in. So that you get 7x plus 7 over 9x squared x plus 1. Do not FOIL the bottom. Always leave the bottom unfoiled, okay? Now, I ask myself, what is this missing that this side has? A squared and another 3. So a 3x, because this is only 3x, that's a 9x squared. So I need to multiply this top by 3x and this bottom by 3x. So then I get 3x squared up top, yes? And on bottom I have 9x squared, x plus 1. Now, I add the top. So when I add the top, put it in order, okay? So it should say 3x squared plus 7x plus 7 over 9x squared, x plus 1, okay? So I get that. And there's nothing else I can do to that. I can't break anything down and like subtract, like reduce or cross things out. So I just leave that as my answer. Okay, now, let's talk this one. Now, I will warn you, this is going to take some time to do. Minus negative 2x minus 1 over x squared minus 4x plus 3. Okay, so focus on the bottom again. Can I take anything out from here?
Yep.
A 2. So you get x minus 1, correct? Okay. Can I factor the bottom over here?
Yes.
Okay, what does that factor to? Negative 3, negative 1, good. Okay, so now I come over here. What is this side missing that this side has? So I multiply the top and bottom by, Okay.
side's missing a 2.
Up top I, x squared. And then I get negative 3x and I get positive 2x, so negative x, correct? And then I get negative 6, correct? Now on bottom, like I said, leave it, okay? I'm gonna put the 2 out in front of this though, so that I just have some rhyme or reason to it. What is this missing that this side has? A 2. Multiply the top and bottom by 2. 2 times negative 2x gives me negative 4x. 2 times negative 1, negative 2. On bottom I have 2, x minus 3, x minus 1. Beautiful. Now, combine like terms. X squared minus nothing, x squared. Negative x minus negative 4x.
Is
3x.
negative 5x.
3x.
Oh, it's in
3x.
minus
That's
negative.
It's 3x. They keep yelling the right thing. Negative x minus negative 4x because of the 3x.
Negative is positive.
Negative 6 minus negative 2,
Negative 4.
negative 4.
Oh,
2, x minus 3, x minus 1. Now, can this top part be factored? Can you multiply to give me negative 4 and to give you
Yes.
3?
Yes.
Okay, what does that factor like?
Plus
Negative
4
4.
minus
I
1.
mean, positive 4, negative
What do you think can happen from there?
You can cross out stuff now.
We can cross out the stuff now. I can cross this out.
So why didn't you do that on the other one?
There was nothing when I factor it, won't, it's not factorable.
It's not crossable.
And this is my solution. That's why I leave this unfactored down here, because you're gonna have to ask yourself at the end, can I cross anything out? So don't factor it together and waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's do this.
on Monday.
Let me talk you through this, and on Tuesday when we log in, I'll re-talk you through this, but I'm not gonna assign you homework on this yet. Okay? Because complex fractions means you have a fraction over top of another fraction.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? So I'd rather tell you a little bit in person what that looks like, and then we can go on from there. Do you get what I'm saying?
Is it just like doing 2 separate ones for you?
Or,
Or we can just
Actually-
do it all on Tuesday?
let's just stop there, and I'll ask Mr. Rice if that's even necessary.
Yes.
And I guarantee he'll probably say no, and we'll just move to 8-6 on Tuesday.
I like that idea. Thank you, Mr. Williams.